King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, and Daria. These are three shows I really want to watch one day. I'm shocked I have not watched Daria, considering Dave was in like a TV special thing that Daria did about college. He was that painter guy that goes, "Excellent, you should really brush the strokes," or something along those lines. But we're not talking about King of the Hill or Daria today. I would like to point out that I do want to talk about King of the Hill someday, but I just don't know what to do because there's so many other YouTube videos about King of the Hill. I think I'm leaning more towards talking about Lucky and Luann. There's not really that much videos about Lucky, and there are a lot of videos about Luann and how Lucky kind of ruined whatever character arc they were building up towards her. And I feel like I need to watch the show and understand why people don't like Lucky. I like Lucky, but haven't watched the show yet, but I just personally like him because he's voiced by Tom Petty.
Have you seen this picture of Luann eating pancakes?
But yeah, the main point is that we're talking about Beavis and Butthead. But more specifically, we're talking about a game that was never released. They had a game in 1998 that never came out. And it fascinates me because it was previewed at E3 1998, but it just never came out. So what's up with that? First things first, this game is called Beavis and Butthead Do Hollywood. It was the working title of a Beavis and Butthead video game, previously called by its previous name, Beavis and Butthead in Hollywood. The title would later be renamed to just Beavis and Butthead in a February 1988 review of the game. It was developed by GT Interactive and New Level Software Inc. for the PlayStation 1. The game was frequently advertised in monthly game magazines from 1998 to 1999, and like I said before, was previewed at E3 1998. But like I also said before, it mysteriously went on the radar and was never released. So, what happened? In order to find out what happened to the game to make it have the status of lost media, we must first get into the background of the game. The earliest known information about the game is that it was shown at E3 1998, which took place from May 28th to 30th of 1998, with a video uploaded in 2014 from said E3 that contains footage of an earlier render of the game, which was showcased in said E3. The game, which still has previous title Beavis and Butthead in Hollywood, featured early models of Beavis and Butthead taken from the original show, and featured walking animations and the game's HUD, with unfinished graphics of the town the game took place in. In October of 1998, the game was featured in both the Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine's 114th issue and the Game Informer magazine's 66th issue. Both magazines feature images of the game with better designs of the characters and its settings. On the 114th issue of the Electronic Gaming Monthly, the EGM, the game is known to be an action adventure video game with jokes from the typical Beavis and Butthead humor included in the game. And the game was to be titled Beavis and Butthead Do Hollywood. The 66th issue of the Game Informer, on the other hand, listed the game as 80% complete and was set to be released on November 1998. A month after the issue had been published, they also included that you can control both Beavis and Butthead's lines in the game manually. The Game Informer issue also lists a synopsis for the game, which goes as follows.
In the duo's first appearance on the PlayStation, the boys have just finished filming their newest Hollywood movie. Anxious to get back to the couch and watch TV, the two soon realize they have no money, their paychecks have been mailed home. The adventure begins when they submit their labors for hire. What new wacky, crazy, and lazy work details will Beavis and Butthead encounter?
As I mentioned before, November came and went with no release, or signs of release for that matter. It wouldn't be until 3 months later that we would later see more information about the game itself when the EGM, the Electronic Game Magazine, once again included it in the February 1999 issue of their magazine run. This time, the game was just shortened to Beavis and Butthead, not Beavis and Butthead Do Hollywood. It was just Beavis and Butthead. With the issue giving us more information and pictures of the game compared to the previous issue it got featured on. The game features small stages with a series of puzzles, and the information that the players do need to control both characters at certain points in the game, such as to lure and manipulate objects. The game reportedly still manages to give some of the same Beavis and Butthead humor we had adjusted to from the original show, such as the twins abusing each other as much as possible. One thing that is contradicting and strange, however, is that this EGM issue listed the game as 40% complete and was set to be released on February of 1999, a month also after this issue got published, which is contradicting to the Gamer's Information October 1988 issue, which listed the game as 80% complete and to be released on November 1998. Ignore the fact that I showered. Try to ignore it. So what happened to the game? Well, it got canceled. After multiple contacts with various developers, it was discovered upon contacting one developer from New Level Software Inc. by LMW user Big Gaming that the game had not received payment for their work from the publisher. This likely serves as the primary reason for the cancellation. The game was reported to be 50% complete when the game reached cancellation, contradicting both magazines EGM and Game Informer. February 1999 came and went, as I mentioned, blah blah blah. Due to limited information about the game itself, though, it's unclear what likely happened to the game and what will likely happen to the game moving forward. As of last year, only videos and screenshots of the game exist online, and there are no builds or prototypes of the game. They haven't seen light of day. They're gone. They gone. I'm looking at these screenshots. That's so sick. There's a video. Hold up. There's a video. But that's all there is to say about Beavis and Butthead, you know, their lost game. I'm aware that there's been some recent rock and roll news about a certain band that came back, new album, tour, and everything. I am not talking about that. I'm scared of getting canceled. So yeah, the next video will obviously be the Tinkerbell video that I said I was gonna make. We got, so like, apparently, from what I learned in the YouTube video, Tinkerbell, like the movie we have, like the one that we all know, that's not the original version. The original version used to have Brittany Murphy. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I really want to one day talk about Luann and Lucky in King of the Hill. But in order to do that, I gotta watch the show. So like, yeah.